Solve 0.9 plus 3 tan 2x equals 5.1. 4, 0 degrees is less or equal to x, less or equal to 360 degrees. Give answers to one decimal place. 0.9 plus 3 tan 2x equals 5.1. So we get 3 tan 2x equals 5.1 minus 0.9. Tan 2x equals 5.1 minus 0.9 over 3. Now we need to divide both sides by tan. So we get 2x equals 1 over tan 4.2 over 3. And 2x, 1 over tan is, in indices, tan to power minus 1. And that's 4.2 over 3. So if we get a calculator and we turn it on, so we do shift tan, fraction key, 4.2 over 3, close bracket, and the angle for 2x is 54.5 degrees. Now I'm going to use these to solve the answers. Okay, I've drawn a circle into 4 quadrants. First quadrant, second, third, and fourth, using cast diagram for a unit circle where the radius is 1. So the radius from the center of the circle to the circumference is 1. 54 degrees, 54.5 degrees, I can just make it up here, roughly 54.5, so this is an estimate. And also, if I make it that way too for 54.5 degrees, so roughly it's an estimate, so let's just slightly bigger than 45. And so this angle here is 54.5 degrees. So this is also 54.5, that's 54.5, this is 54.5, and that's 54.5. Using cast diagram, all are positive here, all are positive here. Here, sine is positive, tan is positive, and cos is positive. But I'm looking for positive value here because that ratio for the tan is a positive value. So I'm looking for the first quadrant and the second quadrant. So that's where my values are because my tan is positive. Tan 2x is a positive value, 4.2 over 3. It's not negative. So I'm concerned with this value. So if this is 54.5 degrees, that's a straight line all the way to here. That means I'm adding 180 to 54.5 degrees. And that will be 234.5 degrees. So this angle here is 234.5 degrees. That's 54. So I'm going all the way from 0 degrees because we measure angle in anti-clockwise. So that's the first one. And the second one, we go all the way to there. So this one is 234.5 degrees. So that's, and then because the question says we're measuring from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So for the x value, this is for 2x, by the way, because for 2x is what we're doing here. For 2x, the first part of the x, because 2x means you have to go twice, not just once, twice. If it's 3x, we go 3 times. If it's 4x, we go 4 times. So for the first part of the 2x, the answer we get 0 to 54.5 degrees is the first one. And then go all the way to the second point here, because there are 2 where tan is positive, here and here. So we go to 2, 3, 4.5 degrees. And then the second part, we need to go back all over again from there back to that. It's because we have to do it twice. That's why it's 2x. So when we come back again, we add, from here we add 180, because we have to do a straight line. Angle in a straight line is 180. So we add 180 to that, and that gives us 414.5 degrees. So the next point along is 414.5 degrees. Then after that, we need to add another 180, and that'll come back here to 594.5 degrees. So the final value is 594.5 degrees. And that's all for 2x, because you've done it twice. 2x is, so 2x is for 720 degrees, because if you multiply that by 2, you have to multiply that by 2, so that will be by 2 as well. That will be 720. So 2x for 720. But we don't want, we want just 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So we have to divide x here by 2. So that'll just be x equals, that means we have to divide that by 2. If we divide that by 2, that'll be 27.3 degrees roughly. And if you divide that by 2, that will be 117.3 degrees. Divide this by 2, that will be 207.3 degrees. And if you divide that by 2, it will be 297.3 degrees. So these are the answers actually. These are the answers for what we're looking for. So that's done using the cast unit circle. So the x value, because we're solving for x, right? So the x value are 27.3 degrees to 297.3 degrees. There are other ways you can solve this question using tangent function, because this is tangent. So if we draw a tangent function, so this one is pi over 2 minus pi over 2 pi over 2. The line of asymptote here is here and there. And tan function goes from negative infinity to 0, then to positive infinity. And then the next one that's repeating is pi here. And then it goes again from negative infinity to pi. So that's pi. And then this is 3 pi over 2. So that's 3 pi over 2. And then it goes all the way to positive infinity. And the next one, again, goes from negative infinity here all the way to there, and that would be 2 pi. And then the next one along will be 2 pi all to 5 pi over 2, because that's pi over 2 you add 2 pi to that, so that's 2 pi, 3 pi over 2, then you add 2 to that, that'll be 5 pi over 2. So that goes all the way to the positive infinity there. Then the next one goes to, so that's 2 pi, so that's going to be 3 pi, right? So it goes all the way to 3 pi, right? And then the next one goes along. So each is a pi. That's a pi. That's a pi, pi, pi. So it's repeating every pi. So you can imagine if this is 3 pi, so that would be, you add 2 to that, so that would be 7 pi over 2, and it goes all the way to positive infinity. And the next one goes to 4 pi, so all the way to 4 pi, and then from there it goes on, so that's 4 pi. So what values are these? This is minus 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 0 degrees. Remember, this is y equals tan x. And this is 180 degrees. This is 270. This is 360 degrees. 450 degrees. That's 450. And this is 540 degrees. And this one is, so this is 630 degrees, and this one is 720 degrees. So basically we're just adding 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90 all the way. So this is twice that, so that's why it's saying 2x, that means twice it. So, but what we need is the value of 4.2 over 3. So 4.2 over 3 is 1.4. It's positive value, so that's 1.4. And if you trace along there, you can see where it cuts the curves. Here will be 54, so that point here is 54.5 degrees. And then the next point along, you add 180 to that. You can see that's what we did when we go 54, we added 180. So the next one along, you add 180 because each period is a pi. A pi is 180. So pi equals 180 degrees. And 2 pi is 360 degrees. So you add 180 there, and that will be, that point here will be 234.5 degrees. And then you add another 180 to go around again. So that's another 180 there. And that point here is 4, because this is bigger than 360. So that's 414.5 degrees. And then you add another 180 there. So that point will be 594.5 degrees. And that's it. Those are the points. And then you have, and that those points are for 2x. And for x, you divide it by 2, so you get 27.3 degrees. And you divide that by 2, you get 117.3 degrees. Divided by 2, 207.3 degrees. It's 2.25. We'll just round it to 3 because we have to put the answer in one decimal place. And divided by 2, you get 297.3 degrees. And that's the solution we're looking for. So you can see we could solve this problem just finding, you don't need to divide here straight away by 2x, because that's the mistake a lot of students make, and then they get confused. Right, so what you should do is just find the angle for tan here, and then sketch it, and then go on it twice. If it's 2x, you go twice. If it's 3x, you go 3 times. So if it's 3x, I have to carry on. I have to multiply that by 3. So then it just goes on to the next point. So that's how you do it. So don't forget the use of cast diagram here. So that's a good thing to use cast diagram in a unit circle where the radius equals 1 there. The height here usually is sine, so that's sine x. The distance here is cos x, right? So again, that's positive sine x, and that's positive cos x. This is negative cos x because that's 0 here. And tan is always, in this case, tangent x is always sine of x over cos of x. So you can see if sine is positive here and cos is negative, tan will be negative. Here, sine x will be negative because it's coming down. Actually, so didn't draw it properly. So it should be coming down to there. So sine x, if it's coming down, will be negative, and cos is negative. So negative over negative gives positive value. So that's why tan is positive there. So likewise here, you can see if you trace that down, this is sine x is negative. That's negative here. Cos is positive. Negative over positive will be negative for tan, but cos is positive there. That's cos is positive here. Cos is negative there. And so the solution to our problems are those values here.